Hey, what's going on? It's your boy GQ Tuesday, Shondell for show. And I'm here with my main man with me, Sneaky Sam. We're finna talk about Jaylen Brown getting the highest contract ever in NBA history. I feel like I ain't gonna hold you. Those records only last for like a couple of months or maybe a year in the NBA. Like it was just James Harden, like when he was in Houston, that had the highest one. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Like the NBA is a growing, like a majorly growing sport. It's getting super popular across the world in multiple countries. It's gonna just keep growing like that. Like these players are gonna be getting majorly crazy big deals. It's just like baseball. Like when you hear about the contracts in baseball, you're like, wow, they getting a lot of money just to hit a ball. But it's like, I mean, the sport is like it's international. It's growing. People love it. So I mean, if you make it to the like professional level in sports, you demand those dollars. You get it. I mean, first of all, too, it's not like regular people careers. Like a regular person career, you could work like 60 years. Like let's say you work at an office, Home Depot, Walgreens, whatever. Now athletes, they are probably like at max, maybe you get your LeBrons, your Brady's 20 years, but most of them only really working in their career where they're getting the majority of their money for like maybe 10, 12 years. So it's like that money got to go the rest of their life. Like I just try to keep that in perspective too. It definitely won't be like us, like our career longevity will be way more than 15, 30. We're going to be working the rest of our life. Those guys, like, once their body reaches a certain age and they just can't perform at that high level, their career is like it's coming to an end, and they'd be like in their 30s having to retire. But yeah, but what you think about it, bro?
I mean, I said I felt like they was gonna just give him the money. Honestly, do I think he was? Do I think he's worth 300? Not. I mean, not really. Maybe in the. I did look back at the video. I was like, he's worth around 174. Maybe I was kind of not. I think that was not harsh, but I think he's a 200 type player. So that's what I'm gonna say because I did say like 170 something. I don't think he's really worth that, but I'm gonna say at least a 200 something. But I kind of knew they was gonna give him the contract because it's like, where are you gonna find a really good like second option as him in the league right now? Like you're not gonna find that, honestly. Like, so I mean, giving him 300 million, I mean that's his number. That was his number, and he wasn't gonna take nothing less than the max. I knew that for a fact. So I don't have a problem. I think the problem people have a problem is because it's like he's the second player on the team. Why is he getting 300?
It's not the best player on the team. It's like when Chandler Parsons was getting paid as much as he was.
Chandler Parsons, I ain't gonna lie, but he deserved that money. He was cold, so I don't mind that. It's just he didn't play. He got hurt and just didn't play. So that was his problem.
But did you
But
hear the story how he said that like he like knew about the injury, he faked it in the office to get paid that?
I didn't hear that.
Uh,
I didn't hear that. No, I mean he one of the big finesses in the NBA, but it is what it is. But he deserved that. But the thing is, he don't got no trade clause in his deal. So if they want to, maybe in like if they don't get out, like we said, we was like they really got probably like 2 year window, maybe 2 3 years of this window. Maybe they think about trading him down the line, but you're not trading him now. But he deserved that money. Nothing. I'm glad he got it. Get your bread, bro. Get that money, man,
yeah,
and finally go win a championship or something.
yeah, I think that's really the thing too. Like Jaylen Brown, like that is a lot of money. I think though, like honestly, it's gonna be like he probably have to be there with the Celtics for a long time now. Cause like, what other team will be willing to take on that contract for Jaylen Brown? Like, and I get it. It's like, is Jaylen Brown like even top five shooting guard in the league? Is he? Because yeah, I would like.
Um, you can argue it, like you can really argue it.
But if you're the highest paid person in the NBA, it shouldn't even be an argument. Like you top five shooting guard. I mean, they paid off availability. Like it's not about him being the best. Like what you said, it's like you can't replace him, so you got to pay him. So it's like at the same time, I think that it's gonna be like as a fan, I'll probably become a little bit more critical of Jaylen Brown, seeing he's getting paid that much, and it's like maybe I do want to see the next. I mean, because he always was in like that window of most improved. But when you get paid that much, you got to be in the MVP conversation now, right? Don't you?
I mean, he's not gonna be an MVP. That's not gonna happen. But
Yeah.
it's like it's not his fault. I mean, that's like it's not his fault that he been good since he been in Boston. You can outside of really his first year, he's been really good ever since. And it's not his fault that he was selected to a second All NBA team. That's what triggered the money. It's not his fault he was that good. So I mean, I can't say nothing about that.
Where
He
you rank
deserves.
them shooting guards?
I mean, we'll do a list probably later down the line, but
I'm gonna
I
pull
put him.
players right now.
I mean, I had him last year. I had him like like before. I mean, where did I have him? I still got my list right here. Last year I had him at 3. I mean, you could put him at. I'm putting him at probably 5. Honestly,
You
putting him at
got
5.
you got Luca, you got Harden, you got Shea, you
Harden
got
a point, I guess. According to Aaron, our Harden is a point. So
Harden is a shooting guard. Like when it's all
I
said and
mean,
done,
then Kyrie got to be in the point guard there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got. Well, Luca is a point there. You got Luca, but it's just like these guards. You got Luca, you got Harden, you got Lamelo, you got Shea, you got your Devin Bookers,
Shea
you got
is a point.
who?
Lamelo is a point,
He plays shooting guard though too.
but he's a point though. He's the
Yeah.
point guard.
Then you got Donovan Mitchell. You got like it's a this shooting guard position isn't
I,
like man.
okay, last year I had Anthony Edwards at 1. I'm still rolling with whatever list we do. I'm rolling with Anthony Edwards. Last year I had Harden at 2. That's because I thought he was labeled a 2 guard. But if y'all want to say point, fine by me. Don't care. Jaylen Brown 3, Devin Booker 4. Then I had DeRozan and Bradley Beal 5 because I was never high on Donovan Mitchell. So I mean,
You still got Jamal Murray. You
he's
still
better, bro. I think Jamal. I think if they Jamal Murray's a point, so I'm not counting him. I don't count him. It's a
if
point.
I mean I can see what you're saying, like you count him as a point shoot, but for me, these guys are those are
If that's
guys
the
that
case, is
they're
we'll
playing
just go with just straight up guards. Then you have like
the man like Jaylen Brown, top 5 guard. I think like
if you're saying top 5 guard, he's not top 5 guard. But if
not
you go
top. I
by
don't think
shooting
top
guard,
straight
he can
shooting
be in
guard.
the shooting guard argument. He can be in that.
I think he may be like top 10. I don't think it's top 5.
I
I don't think
mean,
it's
it like I said, you got Devin Booker, you got Mitchell, you got Anthony Edwards. If you want to say DeMar DeRozan, well, he really the 3, so I'm not even really gonna count him.
you still
Zach
got
Levine. I feel
Shea.
like Zach Levine and Jalen Brown in the same tier. I think they in the same tier, honestly. I feel like not one of them is not better than the other.
What about
Jalen Brown might be
Donovan
a better
Mitchell?
defender, but that's it.
Donovan Mitchell or Jaylen Brown?
Honestly,
You're gonna
it's
go Jaylen Brown for the two-way compatibility, but
yeah, I
Donovan
probably would.
offense is
It's
just
nothing. I feel like you can't go wrong with a 2-way guard. Honestly,
Donovan Mitchell though, like his offense,
was
the amount of
I'll say
fire that
this.
would bring is
Was his defense better last year being on the Cavs? I will say he played better defense last year.
he
But
was
all
able to
them
make
years
up
in
for
Utah,
it.
he was really not a good defender.
They was able to have him. I mean, because Cleveland is a very good defensive team, so it was like less work that he had to do, and he had to be so locked in. But it's like I'm not rolling with Jaylen Brown being in top 5, but I do think it's not even gonna matter like what like the average person, average fan ranks him because he's in that conversation of like the highest paid NBA player. The expectations is that like it's higher now. The fans
Always
you're
been
just
high.
gonna expect more.
It's
And that,
always been high.
yeah,
They're always like I always said like their ceiling is either conference finals or the finals, but honestly, they really got to make the finals every year. Damn near, they damn near got to make it every year. It's either title or bust for this team. Damn near. If you lose in the second round, I can't. You get no passes. If you lose in the finals, it depends how you lose in the finals. In the conference finals, it depends. If it was a battle throughout, and then something happened in Game 7, maybe Game 6, okay, fine. But if you almost basically what happened with the Heat and almost got swept to a degree, I can't give you no passes. Y'all just got fucked up. But they really need to. They basically got to go to the finals every year. Basically, as long as them two on the same team, they basically got to go to the finals. But he deserved it. I have no problem. I have no problem with him. It's just the fact that he's the second best player on the team, and it's like, how are you getting the money? But Jason Tatum's just gonna pass him up next year, literally, because he's gonna get 340. So it really doesn't matter.
That's what I said, bro. These records, they only last for so long in the NBA. The game is growing. That these records don't last.
I mean, we all remember Mike Conley was the highest paid player with 154 at one point. You know, that's just that at that time. That was the market. That's just what it was. So it is what it is. I have no problem with Jaylen Brown getting the money.
Yeah, man. So what do you think about like I want to say this though too about like the Celtics since like their expectations in that window. Man, the window with them is like, do I think they've been in win now for a good long time. They'll always be one of the top teams in the East. Oh man, I think they'll be fine. I hope it's not true that Derek White is going to be the starting point guard. I hope they just go through Malcolm Brogdon.
They're not going to do that, bro.
Hopefully
they're not going to do that. It's going to be Derek White, bro, because Derek White he's a better defender than Malcolm Brogdon, but he played good. Like, I mean, when he came over there, Boston at the trade.
You said that not gonna make it Malcolm Brogdon is gonna be Derek White.
Yeah, I remember I said that. I was like, I was like, they probably gonna put Derek White at the point. I said that because I think they just want Malcolm Brogdon on the bench. There's nothing wrong with that though. I have no problem with that.
I ain't trying to see that. I think though Celtics though, like, I think they got a chance of winning the chip, but at the same time, if I had to like place a future bet for like Celtics winning the chip within the next 3 years,
I'll make that bet. Winning at least one in the next 3. I'll make that.
One in the next 3. I think those I'll put like it's a 40% chance, and I think that's pretty high because it ain't nice. You don't need like sports. You be shooting 40%. That's amazing. But like I think they got a 40% chance. Like they're still one of the best teams in the East, and they got Tatum. And
they're the best team. They're the best team in the East.
They're the best team in the East.
I think Milwaukee got worse. Me personally, I think they got worse.
I don't know about. I mean, I think they're up there, right?
And then it's like it depends on Chris Middleton. If he can't stay healthy, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, they definitely have like a problem with that
because they just talking about. I was watching Players' Choice and they was doing like duos and stuff, and they was like, they was ranking duos, and everybody was saying like Giannis and Drew Holiday, and it was like, when did Drew Holiday just take over Middleton? And it was like when he got hurt, when he started getting hurt. Because it was just 2 years ago. Middleton was cooking in the finals. Do we not forget that he was cooking in the finals, and everybody was talking about Middleton is the Batman. He's the Batman. Remember that? Because he's the closer.
Kendrick Perkins said that.
They was like he's like the Batman. He's the closer. Now we're talking about Drew Holiday as the second best player now.
Yeah, we seen Giannis drop that 50 ball in the closeout.
It's like
you're saying the Celtics is the best team in the East. I mean, you're gonna put them over the Bucks. It's easy to put them over Philly, Cavs, New York, Brooklyn.
Yes, they're better than every team in the East. They're better than all of them.
I'ma still just hold out on Giannis. Like I'm just hold out on them. Like I think it's like Celtics. It's either one or two. You can't go wrong saying one or two. I ain't gonna hold you. I would just believe in Giannis. I do think Middleton knee. It definitely gave them more like problems than they thought it would, and that is super concerning. So it's like they probably do need to fly.
I don't like Milwaukee's depth. I don't like their depth.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't like their depth. If you look at their roster right now, their depth is not good. So, like, I mean, you got Giannis, you got Drew, you got Giannis. I mean, you got Giannis, Drew, Middleton, Brook Lopez. But then after that, it's like it's question mark. Really a question mark. Like, because we all know depth plays a part in postseason play. So, and I think Celtics I think they beat them on the depth part. So, like I said, as long as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on that team, basically got to go to the finals damn near every year.
I mean, they still got Porzingis too, so we ain't even seen how he gonna play with the Celtics. That's gonna.
Do I think he's gonna drop off? I think he's gonna like his points production. But I think if you just ask him, Like, bro, we not out. You're not out here to get 20 again. We don't need you for that, bro. We need you rebound, protect the rim, spread the floor, be a rim protector. That's really what we need you, bro. You're basically the athletic shooting versions of Al Horford and Robert Williams. That's basically what you are.
See,
You're basically a combination of them both.
both of them. I think like a drop off in production. Yeah, drop off in points. It'll probably be a tick down, but I think Porzingis though. I think he's gonna be amazing. Honestly, his defense. A lot of
Yeah,
people
I think he's gonna be
don't
good
really
too.
talk about that enough.
He averaged
Uh,
23 last year.
yeah, 23. I
I
think that
think
was a
he's not. I don't think he's averaging 23 points. I think he might average maybe. I'm gonna say maybe 17, 18. I'm cool. I think I'm cool with
yeah.
that number, and at least 8, 10 boards. I'm gonna say 2 blocks a game. I'm gonna say at least 2 blocks a game.
Yeah, I want to say with Porzingis though, like I mean, I don't think it's needed for him to get like 20 points. Like I said, I
No,
thought he'd get
mm-mm.
like 18 points. We got to see how he go with the Celtics. I mean, they look good. They do look good. That I don't know. I still don't like the Derek White starting. I just don't care
Why
for
don't
it.
you like that?
Because I think you got Malcolm Brog. You brought in Malcolm Brogdon in that finals to make that adjustment from like high turnovers, better decision making, and it was like that's what Malcolm Brogdon was supposed to do. And it's like we've yet to see him be like actually fill in for the role that he was supposed to plug. And I like Derek White. I respect Derek White. You know, his defense wasn't always that good, but like last year he did like put in the effort and
Yeah, the all defensive team.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he put in the effort and he played much better at it. But it's just like Derek White, like as the point guard, when I have the option, Derek White doesn't suck to play the point, but to have Derek White as the point guard when I have Malcolm Brogdon, it's like for me, I'm like, I'm just not in love with it.
But
But I still do like it looks good regardless. You got Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, Al Horford. I don't think he's starting anymore. I think
no,
definitely
he's not
it's
gonna
Robin
start.
Williams.
He's gonna come out. I think he comes off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, then you still got O'Shea Brissett. Like he's pretty decent too. Actually, very. He probably don't get as much like attention as he need because he was in Indiana and they didn't play too well, and he had a lot of people ahead of him.
If
But
Peyton Pritchard stays, I think he plays good. Peyton Pritchard can play.
yeah, he could,
He
yeah,
can play. So I think like with Marcus Smart gone, he has an opportunity to get major minutes off the bench. So I like Peyton Pritchard and I like Jordan Walsh. He's a good rookie. I think he can if he could just do just a little bit of what Grant Williams could do, I think they'll be okay.
you don't
But
think though? Like, see, this is the thing. Like, I still like why I believe in Milwaukee because it's probably definitely 100% biased. Like Giannis is one of my favorite players, but I don't know like the on court effect, the off court effect, the locker room effect of Marcus Smart not being there. And it was like I get it. It's so simple as saying it's a lot of times like the more like casual fan. I try to disrespect you, but like it don't be about it. It don't always be about like oh bro, you only average 5 points. You useless to the team. Marcus Smart, oddly enough, was the leader. He was the
yeah,
leader. He was the one that like make the comments. Hey, it ain't Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown show. It's the Celtics and I want to see like it opens up the door to opportunity. Maybe Jaylen Brown be the leader, but I do always remember the Celtics always have like those like snippets and chirping coming out that like it's locker room tension. Players aren't like getting along with each other. It's a lot of back and forth ball passing, not ball movement. And it was Marcus Smart that would make those comments to lock them in. Hey, do this or just say the things that like people look at you sideways, but somebody had to say it type commentary. So it's like what I want to see what like off court effects that has with the Celtics. Does Jaylen Brown like step up to be a more vocal leader? Like I don't know. I think for me, I can't undervalue what Marcus Smart did for them because he was the anchor. Like what this because it's an 82 game season, like the Celtics always have some issues. So without him, how does this look?
okay. So like I actually agree. I mean, I agree with that. Marcus Smart was the Draymond Green of the Celtics. Like that's what he was. And I think that dude plays effect, but in
Damn,
the eyes, what?
that's so crazy because it's like, I ain't heard none of the narrative this summer about Marcus Smart And if he leave the Celtics, they blah blah blah. But like I always felt like they'd be like, oh, if Draymond leave the Warriors, like that's the engine, that's the heart.
But this the thing about it though. I think it's because Draymond Green really nobody really gonna say, but he is like the offense. He initiates everything. He's a defensive player of the year. He does the dribble handoffs with Steph Curry. He's really the point guard. Yeah, Marcus Smart is the point guard, but Jason Tatum handles the ball. He handled like Jason Tatum has a I ain't like when it comes to forwards, he's probably up there in like the forwards, maybe in the top 7 of forwards with a decent handle. I'm not saying it's great handle, but it's a decent handle.
His decision making and shot selection is what like get on people's nerves.
But he hits them shots though.
He
no one cares. Like when he's on fire, I put
him for 4 threes.
When he's on fire, he's on fire. Like he has a good handle for like a forward. Like he can do that. That's why when it comes back to the Derek White, but we got to remember. We did all think Malcolm Brogdon was probably going to be like maybe the point guard, but remember
it was smart.
No, but I'm saying like remember though, Ime when they got him, Ime was the guy still at that point. Yeah. So we don't know what Ime probably would have maybe started Malcolm Brogdon, but with Joe Mazzulla. I mean, he's a different coach. He probably not gonna adapt to what Ime did. Obviously, we saw they had different play styles. Yeah, so he probably
as good as Ime.
So like it's just different play styles. So he was like, hey, maybe I just like Malcolm Brogdon just staying on the bench. But with Ime, we actually don't know because we never saw it. It's not like in the middle of the season, Ime did have him. Then he gets let's just say he gets fired or had to leave or something, and then Joe Mazzulla just changes it up. So we actually don't know what would have happened. But Joe Mazzulla kept him on the bench. He kept him on the bench. And I mean, I have no problem with that because you have Derek White, a younger bird. He's younger than Malcolm Brogdon, can guard those guards, and like I'm gonna just name him, like say maybe give some problems with a Stephen Curry, John Morant, yada yada yada. And then you have Jason Tatum, obviously another ball head. Jaylen Brown, yeah, we know his ball handling skills ain't good, but hey, he can handle the ball.
So you think like Marcus Smart, like they gonna be able to like on court, of course, I believe they're gonna be able to like make up for him missing. What do you think about like the off court of him missing? Like I want him.
Oh, they'll probably miss that, but I do like they still have Al Horford. Al Horford is still a veteran, so maybe now is Al Horford maybe the vocal leader as a Marcus Smart? I mean, I think Al Horford does speak, but he might not be like the one that, hey man, we got to get it together type guy. I don't think he's that.
More. I don't think somebody your age, like sometimes it. And like he's like an older, so it kind of resonate. Like he said, like it's Al Horford. Even when he was in with the Hawks, what was the guy? Paul Millsap. Was Paul Millsap the guy, the leader back then for them? I didn't think it was.
Honestly, I wouldn't. I can't tell you who was the leader back then when they had all of them on that. But because Damari Carroll, I think Damari Carroll was a good four. I think he might have been like one of the leaders. Maybe Al Horford and Paul Millsap. Maybe they was leaders of that team. I really don't know off the top of my head, but I think Al Horford, he might not be the come on, bro, let's get it together. But he may be like, hey, he might be that guy like, hey, bro, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's just get back to it. He might be that type, but he ain't gonna get in your face and say, bro, come on, bro, you him. Come on. Like he might not be him. He might not be that guy. So they still got Al Horford as a leader. That's good. But in Brad Stevens' eyes, last year, we had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but everybody else was inconsistent. But if we get Porzingis, yes, we do lose a Marcus Smart Defensive Player of the Year, but maybe that offensive production can replace.
And he's still all-team defense, honestly.
Porzingis is a really good rim protector, and maybe that offense and that rim protector can replace what Marcus Smart can do.
He's a good defender and good rim protector. Like Rudy Gobert, Clint Capella, to me, they're not really good defenders. They're just rim protectors. But Porzingis, the man can actually shuffle his feet and keep up and like recover. And he's a real defensive player to me. Like I think like a lot of these other like big guys, they're already where you should be, so it's easier. But Porzingis, he's an actual good defender, a shuffler, a thinker. Stay with it. You're not gonna mink and blow past Porzingis.
Yeah. So I mean, we got to see because I think a basketball person knows Marcus Smart brings the heart. So we got to see. We'll wait and see.
Okay,
Let's give it to like December and let's see what
because
happens.
that's usually when like things start like it's like okay they gotta lock in, they got such and such issue, that little drain.
Let's see.
Because I seen Gabe Vincent, or was he on the JJ? He was on JJ Pod, and he was talking about how like something just seemed off. Like the Celtics just weren't like they weren't clicking, and it was like, and it's like, man, like if you guys they got a better team now, but if you guys had that issue with the leader being there, not there, like they gonna have to really be
But
locked in because they can't do that again, man.
I know we're like what 3 months out, but let's just be honest. The Celtics didn't take the Heat serious. They woke as soon as they went down when they woke up and said, "Bro, we're better than them. Let's start getting it done." They just didn't take them serious enough, and then they had to go down 3-0 just to see like get it together because I think they said Marcus Smart they was in like the locker room that was like, "Bro, all we need is one. Just get us one," and they got it together. Obviously, it was kind of too late, but hey, they just didn't take them serious enough. That's
But
just the truth.
but you see, like you like it's man, it took Marcus Smart. Cause I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Joe Mazzulla, I don't know. I just don't get that feel. I don't get that like, oh, when he say something, it resonates. It means something to them. It kind of like feel like when he say stuff to me, he come off a little bit corny.
You know,
And
Al Horford's older than him.
I did see that actually.
He's
Yes,
older than him.
yes.
So I saw it on another podcast. They said, "Hey, if you don't get it together in like the first 10 games, you might be out of there."
I
Because
get more than
bro,
10.
because because think about it, bro. If you how you even though this your first year, right? You go all the way to the conference finals. Why are we doing basically a press conference just to say, "Hey, man, we're bringing back Joe Mazzulla"? Why are we doing that? What other coach is doing? Why are we doing
That
that?
mean like it's some chatter, it's some rip. That mean it's some other people that's like make decisions like, do you think he's the guy? They questioning, and it's like we gotta affirm
Yes.
it because that we can't let them just talk about this. We gotta. That mean they trying to.
Like
I
you're
give
not
more
doing
than
that,
10 games.
bro.
I give them the whole season. Give them the whole
So
season then.
I come on, man. I didn't think we was gonna talk 27 minutes on the Celtics, but that's just how it works.
Because I mean they're the best team. That the top two teams. I still think it may be the Bucks because in Giannis I trust. Do I think he could get it done again against the Celtics with this Porzingis? That wall gonna be different. That wall, that Robert Williams, that Porzingis, that wall gonna be different. And Chris Middleton, man, he gotta get that. He gotta get that bionic knee, man. He gotta get that motherfucker. He gotta get a knee transplant or something. Is that a thing? Man, I don't know. I think if they could get their internal affairs in order with the Celtics, they'll be dangerous. But I do think we need to pay attention to Marcus Smart being gone, and Joe Mazzulla has to be.
Let's give it until December. Let's see what happens
What
December.
what you think it should look like in December? Because they just turned it
They should at least be a top 3 seed
and
by then.
usually January. That's when the Celtics hit their stride. They hit it in January though.
But but yeah, I mean, but we're gonna be like 30 games in when it comes to like or 20 something 30 games by like say Christmas. We'll see. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so